So far on the 3D printed Pip-Boy, I've got the two main body pieces printed with blue PLA this time. It being blue, I obviously want to paint it this forest green, so I've put a white primer and undercoat that will go underneath the paint and sort of give me a nice base to paint the green on.
Eventually.
And here we have almost every piece painted, and I just got a resin test pot and matched the colour. It's woodland colour, if you're wondering. So you got the tape thing on the front. These two main pieces, I've put a bit of the latch on this one. I've put a bit of smudging on with a bit of black. Give it a bit of a post-apocalyptic feel. All the little buttons. And the front main piece. And I've just glued together some of the pieces on this side bit. To put it all together, I went to a screw supplier and got a bunch of just specific screws for just way cheaper than buying them separately. With this piece mostly finished, as in all the buttons put on, these two turn, I can now attach it to the main front cylinder piece using some of the screws. I will also attach the grill and this front casing. Just before I attach this piece here to the cylinder wheel piece, I've drilled a hole in the side here, and I will glue this switch, and I will just poke out that side so I can access the switch for the LEDs. Here we are looking at the back semicircle, I guess you could call it. I'm just assembling the tube. I've put this piece on here just via a screw, and now I've put a threaded rod through here. It threads into the white. This just slots on, and I will glue it in the hole like that, and then eventually I'll have a black wire coming out of there and into there.
A few inches later.
Here it is finished, and I used just a string of black filament for the black wire thing that comes out of it. There was a large crack where the two pieces meet up, so I just used some of this wood filler, again because I don't have any plastic filler, but that just sort of shows what it looks like before I paint over it. For the lights and the electronics on the Pip-Boy, I've decided to go with a switch that'll go through it, that'll come out the other side through that hole, just a 3-volt battery, and 4 green LEDs which will sit just in there and light up behind. Don't know if you can see that. This is printed on clear plastic, so it'll shine through sort of like a screen, hopefully. As for the exterior lights, I've got the light covers, drilled a hole through them, as I did not have any clear filament, and I'll just poke in the hole. I'll have to solder them after they are in there, and when that is all finished, I'll be able to put on the main faceplate, which I've used gold writing for some of the details on it. I know my handwriting's not perfect, but it'll do.
One eternity later.
The latch has been the most complicated and annoying piece, and is the reason why this has taken me so long. Basically, it's just a standard latch, but every piece has to fit perfectly, and it's just been a real pain in the ass. Anyway, it consists of 4 parts, grub screws to hold them in, and just normal screws there. With all the wires in place, and all the soldering done, I can now glue on this front piece, which isn't glued at the moment, then use screws to put them together, then I'm finished. And here is the finished product, all put together. I've put some lights in, one on the top there, and one down there, and a few green ones inside. They sort of don't work as sort of planned. They were supposed to illuminate the screen, but oh well, they're fine. This lifts up on the top to put in a tape. It does come with the tape, I just didn't print it. And the latch on the bottom I got working pretty nicely. As you see, it's a little loose on my skinny arm, but with clothes it fits quite nicely. If that's what you want it to look like. See what it looked like on.